Do you remember those Lunch Lady peanut butter bars? Oh, here's a recipe that is the best. Stick around and I'll show you how to make them. And please forgive me for the camera angle. Thanks for joining All Things Amy. All right, we are going to start with 2 cubes of butter. And I just melt them a bit in the microwave. Did it for about 40 seconds. So I'm gonna add 1 cup of white sugar and then 1 cup of packed down brown sugar. And I like the darker brown sugar for this recipe. It will work fine if you have the light brown sugar. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and mix these together. All right, so here I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla and give that a little stir. And now 1 teaspoon of salt. And add 1 teaspoon of baking soda and give that a little stir. Add 2 eggs. And we don't need to give it a stir yet. We'll add the peanut butter next. And then this recipe, there's 2.5 cups of peanut butter, but we're using them in 2 different places. So in this part, we're going to use 1.5 cups. Okay, that's about 1 cup. And then we'll add 1/2 more cup. And then you can measure that with a cup if you need to. I know what the texture's supposed to be, so I'll adjust. Then go ahead and give that a stir. Cups of oats, and I like to use the full oats, not the quick oats. It gives it a great texture. Go ahead and give that a little stir. And the last ingredient here, 2 cups of flour. All right, now we're going to give this a stir and make sure it's fully incorporated. All right, that is the perfect texture. And then we're going to just put these in a cookie sheet. So kind of like a sheet cake is what we're going to form with these bars. And then after we cook these, we have 2 more layers to go. All right, just go ahead and spray this lightly. And then you will go ahead and put this nicely on here. And I have done occasionally when I'm going to be shipping this in the mail to someone and I don't want the chocolate to melt. that goes on the top. I'll just throw a bag of chocolate chips in here, spread it out, cook it, and it'll just be the bars with chocolate chips. It's delicious too and a lot easier. Reminds me of a cookie dough, only a little bit looser and softer, not as firm. I'll put a little water on my hands and I'll just spread them out like this. And if it starts to get sticky, I'll just recoat my light amount of water or else it'll get the dough too wet. All right, it's ready to go in the oven. I'm gonna put it in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes. And then I'll show you how to do the next 2 layers. In 15 minutes, I'm gonna pull these out. They look perfect. Just check a little bit. As you pull them out, the inside might look a little bit like, oh, it needs to cook longer. But it's gonna continue to cook here while it's cooling. So that's just about right. And I don't want these corners to get any more than this. We're gonna let this cool for 10 minutes and then I'll show you what's next. Here's where we use that other cup of peanut butter. We're gonna just take and put little blops down like this. And 1 cup worth. And let this sit for about 5 or 10 more minutes and it's gonna get really soft and melty. And then we'll spread it on. Just take it gently, spread a very thin layer across. Okay, there you have it. Now we're gonna make a ganache and lightly do the same thing over the top of this and then let it cool all the way before we cut into it. This is divine. Okay, 1.5 bags of your favorite chocolate chips. I like to use milk chocolate, but you are welcome to use any kind that you like. And put it in a microwavable safe bowl. And then add 1/4 to 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. If you want it to be a solid setup, just do 1/4 cup. I'm gonna be sending these in the mail, so I don't want it to be a really, really soft chocolate. But if you want it softer, add up to 1/2 cup of the heavy whipping cream. Then we're gonna put this in the microwave for 1 minute. All right, then just begin to stir this. If the chocolate starts to seize up, take about 2 or 3 tablespoons of the heavy whipping cream, heat it up for 30 seconds in the microwave, add it to the chocolate, let it sit for about 10-15 seconds, and then stir. It takes a couple minutes to stir this. Just patiently keep going until it gets very smooth and glossy and all the little bumps are worked out. And then you'll have a very creamy ganache. peanut butter bars for my YouTube channel today. Don't they look beautiful? I did a ganache topping instead of a frosting. I think it's gonna really make it pretty good, you know what I'm saying? Pour yourself some milk and dig in and enjoy. And please remember, all things done with love.